Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Grand Rising, Rich Rising, Happy New Day to each and every one of you guys as y'all pull up into the live on today. Y'all already know this is what? Morning Walk, Word, and Worship, where we get it in every single day, Monday through Friday, starting at 8:10. We are a few minutes early on the day, and that's okay. And we are a few minutes early today, and that is absolutely okay. How y'all doing this morning? Double tap on my screen as you're coming in. As you are coming into the room, go ahead and double tap on my screen, man, hoping and praying that everybody rested well last night. Everybody got their rest last night. Everybody, you know what I'm saying, did what they needed to do, handle their business, hoping and praying that my chosen family, I hope y'all done read y'all second chapter, right? Because we got class tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm excited about class, as y'all can already tell. I got to be out of here at 9:15 on today, so I need for you guys to be over there double tapping on the screen. I need you guys to be actively participating all throughout the live video. That's right. I need y'all to make sure y'all letting me know that y'all are on board with me this morning. I need y'all help. Can y'all help me out today? I need to know, can y'all help me out today? Can y'all make sure that I don't have to stop to say show some love, that I ain't got to stop to say bless me up or nothing like that, that y'all just go ahead and do it so that we can go ahead and get all of this in here, right? So we can go ahead and get all this word in. I just want to make sure, right? I want to make sure. Thank you so much, Bless Love Driver. I appreciate you over there. Good morning, Grand Rising, Rich Rising. We need to get up to 10K over there on TikTok, Facebook. Y'all already know what that goal is, so y'all go ahead and drop it in real quick. How y'all doing this morning? Grand Rising, appreciate you so much, Crystal Love. I got it pinned over there. Man, thank you so much, man. Let me say this real quick. I absolutely love my chosen family, right? I love my chosen family, man. Y'all don't know how much y'all really and truly mean to me. I really want y'all to know that. So yesterday, y'all know I've been taking Nami to the gym, right? Not to the gym, but to the pool. I've been taking Nami over to the pool and whatnot. And so how about Tifa tells me yesterday, make sure you putting some sunscreen on her. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you put some sunscreen on her, and then goes into depth to tell me the sunscreen to go get. And then tell me, is one going to say it's going to be 15 minutes, one going to be 30 minutes. Just make sure that you put that on there for, because you might have to reapply. I love the fact that I'm surrounded by people that don't just care about me, but also care about your children. You know what I'm saying? It's a different type of love when you got people in your life that it's not just about you, but they care about your kids too. You know what I'm saying? They want the best for your kids too. I thought that was the sweetest thing in the world. So big ups to you, Tifa. And definitely, I went and got her some sunscreen. So she got that sunscreen. Cause see, one thing about Coach don't be in the sun. I don't be out there. I don't be out there in the sun. I be over in the shade, right there along the side. I'm just over on the outskirts of it, watching her, making sure she okay. But I definitely went and got her sunscreen. So I wanted to say thank you for that on today, y'all. Double tap on that screen as you're coming into the room. I see we got 4 badges. We need 6 more badges on IG so we can reach our starting goal over there. Double tap. Thank you so much, Rambo. Rambo, I got that for you, that blessing. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all over there on Facebook. Double tap on that screen. We got 20. We need 180 more to reach our 200 goal. Y'all double tap on that screen. Y'all know we've been talking about the stages of transformation, right? The stages of transformation has been our topic of conversation, and it's been for this past week. What we tiptoed over into on yesterday was we've been over in the awakening, and we're talking about the stages of awakening, right? Because I said that there's 5 common stages of spiritual transformation, and one of those stages of spiritual transformation, right, was going to be the awakening. That put us at a pause because of the type of coach that you got. Thank you so much, Krista, that I can't just tell you that this is what the awakening is without going back and finding the bits and pieces that also go up in there, right? Because I feel like I want you to be well-rounded people. I want you to have all the information. I don't want you to have a little bit of this and a little bit of that. I want you to be fully, you know what I'm saying, educated on what it is to experience an awakening, so that way when it happens in your life that you don't get thrown off, that when it happens in your life you're not scared, or you're not thinking that something's happening happening to you that's not supposed to be happening to you, right? Because that's sometimes what can happen. You'll be working on yourself, working on your development. You'll be over there fasting. You'll be over there praying. You'll be over there studying. You'll be putting yourself in the right environments around the right type of folk. Thank you so much, Shay Shay. You'll be putting yourself in the right type of environments with the right type of people where you're evolving. And if you got some haters in your life, if you got some naysayers in your life, if you got some folks in your life that don't want to see you heal, that don't want to see you grow, that don't want to see you at your best self, you will have some folks that will be trying to do their very best to plant negative seeds. Thank you, Takesha, up in your head, right? Oh, it don't take all of that. Oh no, if you doing that, that sound coldish to me. I wouldn't participate in that. I won't do this and I won't do that. You will have folk over there spewing all type of negativity all up in your ear about things that you're doing because those things are changing you. Friends say, right, I'm trying to tell you, we have people, believe it or not, if you haven't experienced it, that's great. But let me tell you, it's some folk that are so malicious. Understand me, they are so malicious, that are so manipulative, that are so controlling, that have gotten so used to being able to control you, to, you know what I'm saying, that use and abuse you and take advantage of you. The moment that you start becoming more aware of their behavior, the more that you start becoming more knowledgeable about who you are, what you are, and once you start showing up in life different, baby, that upsets them. They be like, I don't know about all of that. No, because let me explain it to you. Hold on, Kim. Watch this right here. Now, let me explain it to you because they don't know about all of that. I don't know about all of that. You mean to tell me y'all got to do this and y'all got to do that and you got to do this, and they're not even seeing where everything it is that you're doing is for your own benefit. They're not seeing and understanding that you having a strong prayer life is for you. You having a strong worship life is for you. That you having a strong meditation life, that's for you. That you learning and vetting information and reading self-help books for yourself, that's not helping anybody other than you. They not seeing the growth and development that is bringing towards you. They only see the way that it's changing, the way that you deal with them. What you say, Coach? That's all they see. They don't see how you're growing and you're evolving from it. The only thing that they focus on, thank you so much, Denise Rose, they only focus on how it's affecting them. That's how you know you're dealing with a hater. Understand me? That's how you know you're dealing with a bona fide hater right there. Like, you won't even see the perks of this. You don't even see the growth and development in this. You don't even see that I'm a lot calmer. You don't even see that I'm the type of person now where I come in and I got a smile on my face. My energy is good. Like, I'm not sad and I'm not depressed and I'm not stressed out anymore. If anything, I would have thought that you would have been happy to see that I finally got, you know what I'm saying, into an environment where I'm growing, where I'm evolving, that I'm finally, you know what I'm saying, around like-minded people that are encouraging me to operate, you know what I'm saying, with the right type of mindset, right? Now I'm setting goals for myself. Now I'm pushing my business. Now I'm launching my brand. Now I'm stepping out on faith. Now I'm challenging myself and pushing myself to new heights. How you mad at that? How you mad? How you mad at that? Because on this spiritual journey, as you're experiencing an awakening, it's going to expose the truth about the people that surround you. It's sometimes you think that people love you, they love the benefits of you. Sometimes you think that they love you, but it's not you that they love the benefits of you. And not only that, this is the part that's really going to take you down there now. This is going to be the part that's really going to take you down there. If you watch your mama go to church, your granny go to church, if you watch people in your life go to church every single day, don't nobody get mad at me, but I have to teach the awakening in a way that I understand the awakening, right? So we're on the awakening. When you start your own personal spiritual journey, a part of the awakening is that it's going to shift the relationships that you have with other people. It's going to expose the true nature of things and people that surround you, right? And if you've watched your mama and you watch your great granny now, and you've watched them go to church your whole entire life, and whenever they would go to church, they will go to church, and when they came back, they would go to church and they will hoop and they will holler while they was at church, and while they was at church, they had the time of their life, this is what was happening while they was in church. And they hooped and they hollered and they spoke in tongues and all of that while they was at church. But the moment that they left church, they left the hooping and the hollering, they left the speaking in the tongues, they left all of their holiness right there at church. And when they came home, they was the same person that they was before they went to church. When they got back in the car, closed the car door, they lit that cigarette up right then and there. That as soon as they got back to the house and they had that Sunday meal, they had their Sunday meal and they done rolled it up and they sitting on the front porch and they blowing it with uncle and auntie them, and they acting like they never been to a church service before. They ain't never went nowhere, and you're sitting there and you're thoroughly confused, right? You're thoroughly confused because you're like, wait a minute, is this the same person that was just at the church? Is this the same person that I just seen that was running up and down the aisles of the church? Is this the same person that I just seen speaking in tongues? Is this the same person? And now you're thoroughly confused, right? Because now you're thinking that this is what it's supposed to be. You're thinking that this is what it's supposed to be. That I can go to church every single day and I can sit up under all of this word. I can go to church every single day and I can sit up under this word. And when I leave from up under this word, I can go right back to the life that I was living with no problem. And if you saw that your whole entire life, if this is what you dealt with your whole entire life, right? And then all of a sudden, so this is all that they know. I'm painting a picture for you. And I want you guys to lock into this picture. I want you to lock into the picture that I'm painting for you. So if this is what has been happening your whole entire life with everybody that's in your family for generation after generation after generation, and some of them was even bold enough to show up with their flask. So they didn't even wait till they got all the way home before they got started with their pregame. They started pre-gaming right there out there in the car, right there in the car, right out there in the car when they bring all that chicken and they pop the trunk and everybody's sitting out there and they eating chicken out the trunk with the potato salad. Any of y'all ever had food right after service? Oh, okay. Sometimes they didn't even wait till they get home. You knew exactly what was in it, right? So you were taught to be double-minded since you were a child. Come on. Y'all ain't gonna be real? Too heavy? Too soon? I don't have time to play. I don't have time to tune it up. I gotta go. I gotta go today. I gotta go. Friends say, oh my God, think about it. Think about it. So when I'm telling you that number 5, when it comes down to awakening, when I tell you that number 5 is your relationships will begin to shift. This is one of the things that I left off yesterday, so I had to come back and I had to drop it in there. Come on now, can we be real for a minute? So you were taught to be double-minded since you've been a child. You've been taught to be double-minded because you saw them and you saw how they lived and you saw the church them and you saw them as soon as they left church and you seen how their life would go right back to being what it was before, right? You saw this every single day. So now as you're growing and you're evolving in your own life, on your own journey, when these things starts to happen for you, then you start actually seeing that that wasn't right. You start seeing that, wait a minute, I can't be up under this word and this word not change me. I can't do all this fasting and this praying and then not experience some type of change. Like I feel bad when I go into prayer and then I go back to living this way. I feel out of place. I feel convicted even. Understand me? I feel convicted. And it's not that nobody's judging me. It's not that nobody's saying anything to me. It's not that nobody's coming down on me. It's the fact that I know that I shouldn't be doing it. It's the fact that I know that I could be doing better. It's the fact that I know that I could be going further. It's the fact that I know that I can have so much more. All of a sudden, you start to feel that nudge, or you start to feel that push for you to change your behavior, for you to change how you live, for you to change how you show up in life, right? So now you're growing and you're evolving and you're holding yourself accountable on the level that great granny and grandma and mama and them, they didn't hold their self on, right? So now what I'm showing you is that, watch the picture, focus on the picture that I'm posting right now. I'm painting for you. I'm painting you this picture, right? So if they've already lived their life where they've been double-minded their whole entire life and they've gone to church and they've sown and they spoke in tongues, and they run up and down the aisles, and they got back in the car, and they went back home and behaved the same way that they did before they went to church. They cussing like a sailor, they drinking like Cooter Brown, they doing all of these things, right? They went right back to that, and then all of a sudden, you go to church and you start to change, you start to evolve, you start to worship, you start to pray, and you never go back to those things. That's why they're looking at you like you lost your mind. You didn't even realize that you was breaking a generational curse off of your life. That's why they're looking at you like, wait a minute, what? Because they've done what you've done, but they didn't do what you did. They done what you done and went to church every day and got the word every day. They did all of that. But what you did extra was you actually changed. You're actually doing something different. You're not going to church and leaving church at church. When you go to church, you take church back home with you. That thing is locked into your heart. So much so that you say, I don't even have to be in a building. I don't have to sit in a building because church is inside of me. My community is right here with me. Understand me. The way that I show up and I worship and I pray and I fast and I study him, the relationship that I have with him right now when it's me and him, it outdoes anything that I could have ever created in any type of building with anybody, right? Because this is a personal journey. This is a personal journey. This is something that I had to be willing to do in my own life. So what you did not know was that you're breaking a generational curse off of your life. We've all been taught that. Can't nobody sit here and say that they've never experienced that. We've all have been there. We've all experienced that. We've all lived through that. We watched them go to church every single day. We was right there in the back seat of that Grand Caprice, baby. We was right there in the back seat of it. And we would go to church and we would see them hoop and holler and pray and speak in tongues and everything else. And the same tongues that they used to speak in the tongues is the same tongue that they would start cussing us out with on the way home, honey. We was right there with it. We ain't got a lot to kick it. Not today, baby. Not today. We don't got time today. We ain't got time. I got an appointment. Hello, got an appointment. I ain't got time to be playing. We ain't got a lot of kick it at Raleigh 93. We have to be really real about that situation. So you can't expect for folk who behave that way in their life, with their own life, right? In their religion and what they were dealing with over there. You can't expect for them folk to understand what it is that you're doing over here because they wasn't dedicated like that. They wasn't committed like that. They didn't study it like that. They didn't understand me. They wasn't obedient like that. You trying over here, you over here obedient, you over here following instructions, you over here growing and evolving and doing all of these things, and you expecting for folk, understand me, who don't have that level of obedience or commitment. You're expecting for them to understand what you're doing. You're expecting for them to be on board with what you're doing, for them to applaud what it is that you're doing. They don't even understand it. So yes, it's understandable that they would say, oh yeah, you in the cult. It's understandable that they would say, oh, I ain't never seen nobody do all of that. It's understandable that they would say, oh, you better be careful because wait a minute. It's for them to have their reservations. Why? Because they've never experienced somebody be actually committed to what it is that they was doing. They haven't seen anybody, understand me, say one thing and do actually what it was that they said. They never seen nobody, understand me, make their words match their action. They never seen nobody post scriptures and then live the scriptures. They never seen nobody actually show up and say it's ministry and treat it like it's ministry. This right here is new to them. It shifts those relationships because you'll start to see it and say, wait a minute. We're not on the same page. We're not on the same page what I want for my life, what I'm doing in my life, how I'm moving in my life. This right here, I get it. I understand this ain't what y'all did. This ain't what y'all used to do. I get that. But as for me, right? As for me and my house, as for me and my life, as for me and what I got going on, baby, understand this is how it rolls over here. Yeah, we're not gonna have a form of godliness, but then deny the power thereof. We're not gonna have a form of godliness. Well, understand me, a form of it. We're not gonna be over here performing. Understand me, that's not what we about to do. We're not gonna do that. I'm going to, we gonna live this right here. So when this is what the word says, this is what we're going to do. This is what we're going to live by, right? This is what we're going to do. This is what we're going to live by. And when you start speaking that level of accountability, when you start letting folk know that that's how you're going to live, and you're not tolerating, you're not settling for anything less than that, then yes, you're going to have to be prepared to lose some folk. You're going to have to be prepared to shed some folk. It's going to be some weight that's going to be coming up off of you, because some folk don't want that level of accountability. Friends, say amen. I just want you to know, you're not going to grow and evolve and have the same folk right there attached to you. It's going to be some folk that's going to look at you and say, oh, okay, well, this is where I'm going to have to get off. And it's going to be some folk that you're going to look at and you're going to say, oh yeah, this right here, the next stop going to be your stop. Understand me, we've gone as far as we can go in this relationship, as far as we can go in this friendship, as far as we can go in this family ship. Understand me, this is as far as we can go. Understand me, and you're going to have to get off, and you're going to have to be cool with that. You're going to have to be, you're going to have to be cool with it, because you can't afford to be distracted by it. You cannot afford to be distracted by anybody that want to leave. You still going to have to do it. You still going to have to show up. You still going to have to be committed. You still going to have to handle your business. Whether they support it, whether they're on board or not, your relationships began to shift. There is no doubt spiritual awakenings are transformative, and the people in your life won't always be able to appreciate that. There's going to be people in your life that it's not going to appreciate your growth and your development. What did you say? That understand me. Spiritual awakenings are transformative, and the people in your life won't always be able to appreciate that. They're not going to always appreciate it. They're not going to always appreciate your growth, your development, and your change. And majority of the time, they don't appreciate your growth and your development and your change, not because it's not there. So stop questioning yourself. Stop, not because you're not changing, not because you're not doing it right. Stop looking for faults inside of yourself. Stop looking at yourself and saying, maybe it's me. Maybe I'm the reason why this and I'm the reason why that. Y'all do that all the time. Here you are doing all this work on yourself, all this praying, this fasting, all this commitment and everything else, and you let the enemy come right on over there, right? You let the enemy come right on over there and get up in your ear, and then all of a sudden now here you is questioning yourself, questioning your development. Am I doing the right thing? Am I doing this right? Am I doing that right? Stop looking for fault inside of yourself. They don't understand who you are because they've never seen that before. They've only seen people who operate with that level of double-mindedness. They've only seen people say something and do something else. They've never seen nobody be committed like how you are committed. They never seen nobody as dedicated as you, as intentional as you. They never seen nobody say that this is what I'm going to do, this is how I'm going to do it, and actually get up and go do it. They ain't seen that, so that's foreign to them, and that is okay, right? That's okay. I understand it. I understand that you don't get it. I understand that you don't accept it. I understand that you don't appreciate it, and that is all right with me. I get that. That's all right with me, but guess what? That's not going to stop me from doing what I'm doing. That's not going to slow me down. That's not going to plant that doubtful seed inside of my mind. I'm not going for it. You have to stop looking for fault inside of yourself because other people don't see what you see. Stop that. Put that in your notes. That's worth ink right there. Stop looking for fault inside yourself. I left them in the car, Candace. Stop looking for fault inside of yourself because other folk don't see you how you see you. Because you got to understand that they ain't used to looking at you this way. This is going to be something that have to grow on them. And some people won't see and they won't appreciate who you are, and they won't understand the job that you're doing. Understand me? They won't understand the job that you're doing and how you're moving until the job is all the way done. What you say, Coach? Some people won't see what it is that you're doing, understand what it is that you're doing, or even appreciate what it is that you're doing until the job is all the way done. They are those type of folk. Understand me? They are the monitoring spirits. They're going to sit back and they're going to watch you. They're going to sit back and they just going to hover because they don't believe it. Why don't they believe it, Coach? Because they ain't never seen nobody else do it. They've never seen nobody else do it. We've got generation on generation on generation. Think about the picture of people that's behaving that same exact way that I just told you. This is what they've seen their whole entire life. So to them, church is just a performance. To them, you're going to church and knowing God is just a performance. They haven't actually seen people operate in that power. They haven't actually seen people take it serious enough to say, oh yeah, I see them and they live exactly what they talk about. When they say that about people, that's people is rare. They look at them people and say, oh no, that's rare, because you know how people is. You know how people is, and they'll throw that out there in a skinny minute. This is what I'm telling you. Some folk ain't gonna appreciate it because they don't know what it is. They've never experienced it. Some folk won't see what it is that you're doing, understand what it is that you're doing, appreciate what you're doing until that job is all the way done. And we can use Noah as an example of that. Noah told these people exactly what was going to happen. Understand me? Noah let them know exactly what was going to happen, right? And everybody laughed and everybody joked and everybody picked as he continued to build this ark. Understand me? He's out there building this ark. He out there carrying the wood. He out there sawing the pieces together. He out there trying to find the animals. He need one of each one of them, and he out there doing everything in his power while everybody is standing around mocking him. Understand me? Whispering about him, gossiping about him, up under their breath, talking about this and talking about that. Can you imagine how hard that was for Noah to work under those type of conditions? And you complaining about your job. Can you complaining about your job and what folks saying about you on your job? Oh, they always talking about me. They always whispering behind my back. They over there and clicked up, and they over there doing this and they over there doing that. Girl, that ain't start with you. This clicking up and talking behind folk back and being gossipers and carrying drama and trying to get folk thrown out and all of that. Baby, that didn't start with you, honey. That's been going on since the beginning of time. If you want to know about that, go ask Noah. Noah had the worst working conditions ever, if you ask me. Hello, somebody. Noah had it worse than anybody. They out there in the middle of the woods. It's bad enough I got to carry all this wood, saw all this wood. He ain't even have no machines or nothing. They out there, he got to do all this by hand. Can you imagine you out there working like how you working, sweat falling all off your brow, you over there sweating pouring all up off of you and everything, and then you got folk that got enough nerve to sit around you, sit all around your work area, and they laughing and they joking and they mocking you and all of that while you over there, you got animals, the animals funky. Come on now. You got all this going on. The last thing you need is to be surrounded by a bunch of haters, a bunch of naysayers, a bunch of Debbie doubters, a bunch of pity party patties, a bunch of complaining Cindy's. This is what the condition that Noah was out there building this ark in. You got to understand that this did not start on your job. You ain't the only one that got folk whispering about you on your job. You ain't the only one that got a job where folk feel like they can do your job better than you. You ain't the only one on the job where folk going to HR and they lying on you, trying to get you out the door because they feel like you ain't deserving of this and you ain't deserving of that. Baby, I want you to know that happens at every job. That happens everywhere. You gonna run into some haters. Period. Noah out here building this ark. Then I already told them exactly what to do. They don't want to believe it. They don't want to be in on it until it starts raining. Some people won't appreciate your growth and your development until you at the stages of celebration. Understand me. Thank you so much, doctor. I appreciate you renewing that subscription. Understand me. Yeah, come on. Talk to me nice. What you say, coach? Some people won't appreciate your growth and your development until it's at the level of success, until they see that you actually done it. Understand me. They won't come to now meeting. They won't invest nothing. They won't clap for you. Understand me. They won't pat your back. They won't give you no word of encouragement. No, none of that on your journey. But the moment that you reach the top of it, the moment that you accomplish it, they'll be laughing loud. They'll be real loud, Latifah. Thank you so much. What they'll listen to me real quick. Baby, they'll be so loud, Candace. They'll be so loud. They be loud like bamming on that door, how they was bamming on Noah's Ark. Bamming on the door. They bamming on, wanting him to open up the door. Bamming on the door, bamming on the door. Well, it's raining. Let us in. Can you just crack it just a little bit? Can you just open it a little bit? Thank you, Kira. I appreciate you, sweetheart. Can you just open it a little bit? We just want to slide in. It's just me and my baby real quick. It's just me and my such and such. Oh, yeah. Now they won't in. Some folk won't support you until they see that you're succeeding in what it is that you're doing. Some folk won't be on board with you until they see that what you were talking about is actually working out for you. Understand me? This is how some relationships work. This is how some friendships work. This is how some family ships work. This is why we say to you on a regular basis, good morning, Lily. This is why I tell you, do not get caught up in relationship. Do not get caught up in friendship. Do not get caught up in family ship. Understand me? When we're talking about this journey, this is a unique journey. This is a one-and-one type of journey. This is not, I got to believe and I got to do and I got to show up like my great granny and I got to do it like Big Mama and I got to do this and do that. No. Understand me, because I already told you how that was when Big Mama and Great Granny and all of them was going to church. They did what? They lived their church one way and lived another way. So they don't understand you. They don't understand your prayer. They don't understand your commitment. They don't understand your worship. They don't understand why you show up the way that you show up and that you do what you do. They call it a cult. They say you're doing too much. They say that it don't require all of that. Why? Because they went to church and spoke in tongues and got in a car and cussed you out and saw no problem with it. They went to church and they praised and fall all out there and over the place and did everything else. And oh yes, they did their big ones at the church. And by the time they left the church, baby, they on the front porch with Annie them doing the most. You looking like, wait a minute, is this the same lady that was just, wait, hold up. We were taught to be double-minded as youth. So everything that we're doing right now, every single morning that we wake up and we find ourselves over here, right here in this space, we're breaking off strongholds. We're breaking off chains. We're breaking off generational curses, generational trauma, generational pain, incomplete knowledge and information that was given to us. We're breaking that off every single day. You thought that you was just showing up over here just to be showing up? You thought you was just coming over here to get a little motivation, a little bit of inspiration? No, that's why every single morning when you leave from over here, your toes hurt so bad. That's why every single morning you say, I ain't gonna get on there today, and you find yourself over there on here anyway. Over here locked in anyway, got the phone in your pocket, got an earbud in your ear, then drop some of the hair over your ear so your supervisor don't see that you over here on the phone every time. Yeah, doing your very best not to holler, and doing your very best not to knock nothing off the desk, right? Because the word be so rich, it be so good for you. You're developing a hunger and a passion for that word. It's like, wait a minute, I did not know that. Wait a minute, I never understood that like that. Wait a minute, that's right, that's my life. Hold on. She's in my relationship right now. Wait a minute. How you know my family act like that? You ain't never been out here before. Understand me? That's what that word will do. This is how we know that them and us, we are not the same. That's just what that word will do. When you get to that place, when you are thoroughly locked into that word, when you are committed to that word, when you say that I want to grow, I want to evolve, I want to change, I really want to know what it's like to experience Christ on that level, then you see the difference between the two. Yeah. You're like, wait a minute. Oh, hold up. Wait a minute. Wait, can you rewind? They be like, can you rewind that back? You ain't even know that you was breaking that off of your life. Because the whole entire time you would say things like, I wanna pray like Big Mama. I want to pray like Big Mama and them. I want to da-da-da-da like Big Mama and them. Big Mama and them will do all that praying at 5 a.m., go to their church on Sunday and come back home and do the same thing all over again. No, I need to know you on my own. I need to pray like how you want me to pray. I need to be in alignment with your will. I don't want to align my spiritual journey up with nobody but that word. That's it. That's all. And that's what you're taught over here. You are taught not to be, don't measure your life up with nobody, and your loyalty lies with who? Your loyalty lies with Christ. Your loyalty don't lie with Coach. Understand me, because Coach is human like you're human, and I'm growing and I'm evolving right here with you. I'm just a vessel being used by God. Understand me, I'm just a tool that's being used by God. I am not, I'm just like you. I learn, I grow just like everybody else. Sometimes, like even with this morning, I'm sharing with my people this morning. I'm like, y'all, this on the first week of our financial fast, and I'm realizing that I just broke something off of my own life. I just learned something about myself. Let me share with y'all that what I learned about myself. Let me show you what I broke off of myself. And we ain't even in a full week of this financial fast. Understand me. This is about growth and development. This is about developing your own personal relationship with God. This is about you being in alliance with God. This is who your loyalty is with. This is who your alliance with. You come here and I teach you how to develop a healthy relationship with God. One that requires your intentionality. And I love you too. I love you too. One that requires your intentionality. One that requires you to work. One that requires you to get up and give up your time. Understand me, a lot of people can't participate and be here with me right now because of my requirements. She like a drill sergeant. She want them up at 7:40 in devotion, and I do. She want them on prayer call at 12 p.m. on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I do. She want them in a class on Thursday night from 6 until 7 p.m. on a big old Thursday, and they doing mental health and spiritual health, and sometimes they be in there for 2 hours, and I do. Because whatever it is that you want, you have to work for it. It's not going to just fall in your lap. Oh, she give them homework assignments and she expect for them to present the homework assignment. And I do. Why do you want me to do all of this studying and give you all this teaching if you're not going to do anything with the lessons that you're learning? This is not a performance. I want to help you. I want to help you grow. I want to help you heal. I want to help you shut down depression. I want to help you destroy anxiety and panic attacks and stress attacks. I want to show you that God is good, that He's gracious, that He's merciful. I want to show you that you can actually live heaven right here on earth. I want to show you that you matter. I want to teach you how to grow your self-esteem and your confidence. I want to teach you how to trust yourself, how to love yourself, how to prioritize yourself. That's what I wake up to do every single day. I dedicated my whole entire life from 2017, walked away from everything that I knew and that I loved and the way that I had been living my whole entire life, and baby, traveling the world as a rap artist, as a spoken word poet. I shut all of that down to do what I do right now, which is to serve. And you think I don't want you to take the notes? And you think that I don't want you inside the class? You think that I don't want to see you say, Coach, you know what? I left that toxic environment. I walked away from that job that did not appreciate me. I launched my business. I launched my brand. I stepped out on faith and I trusted God. Coach, don't you know what? I went through all of that with my family. And once I started reading and I started growing and I started evolving, understand me, I realized that even though I was family to them, that they wasn't family to me. And guess what now, Coach? I don't even force family to be family no more. I get up and I live my best life without them. I have a smile on my face. I was so hung up and I wanted to be in a relationship so bad with folk, and I thought that I needed folk in my life so bad. But guess what now, Coach? Because I've been reading and I've been fasting, I've been praying and I've been committed. I don't even want a relationship with no more. I'm enjoying my own company. I'm at peace with myself right now. I love coming home to my house and everything is exactly how I left it. I love coming home to my house right now and I'm able to sit over here and pray. I'm over here in meditation. I'm over here studying. Ain't nobody knocking on my door. Ain't nobody interrupting my flow. It's just me and God. Yes, come on. That's what I do it for. To show you that a lot of the things that we were taught, it's not accurate. Some of it is not accurate and some of it is just not complete at all. You have to be prepared to lose some folks on this journey that's not going to understand. And they don't understand because they've never experienced somebody that loved themselves. Thank you, Shay Shay. Thank you, Lily, as well. Appreciate you. What you say, Coach? You have to understand that some folk are not going to understand the way that you love yourself, respect yourself, how you show up for yourself, because they've never seen it before. That's the reason why I painted you the picture. When I painted that picture for you, all of you guys can honestly say, I've seen that. I've witnessed that firsthand myself. I was the child in the back seat. I was thoroughly confused because I thought when they got finished shouting, it was going to be different. I thought after the pastor, after the bishop, after the apostle laid hands on them, that they was going to get up and they was going to be different. I thought that once they got finished crying, the way that they was crying, Coach, I thought that they was going to get up and they was going to be different. But the ride home was still cold. And because of that, I lost faith. I want to teach. I gotta go. What you say? I'm just telling you why the relationships will shift during your awakening. Come on. I lost faith in faith because I watch people perform. I watch people get hands laid on them. I watch people run up and down the aisles and speak in tongues. And I've watched people say all these different things. And after they got finished saying what they were saying, the ride home was still cold, Coach. I got back to the house and it was still the same old thing. So I lost my faith. I lost my faith because I seen them. This was just something that we did every Sunday. And so when I went, instead of me being committed, instead of me being locked in, instead of me being that person that was trusting and believing, I utilized that time to play, to run around and play with my cousins and the other children inside the church. I wasn't paying attention to nothing that they had going on because I saw it as a show. This was just a show. This is something that they hooped and they hollered and they did every single Sunday, and they went right back to their regular life as soon as we pulled out of the parking lot. So now here we are at our big old ages, right? Thank you so much, Candace Bash. Now here we are at our big old ages, right? And we're now learning that that was wrong. Understand me, that was wrong. That's not real love. That's not real relationship with Christ. That's not real intimacy with Christ. That's not real relationship. That's not how this thing go. And we feel convicted because they looking at us like we wrong, and we looking at them like, baby, y'all been wrong. You don't understand how committed I am, how passionate that I am, and why I celebrate every single day of my life the way that I celebrate it is because now I'm seeing God for the first time. Ooh, who's in that place right now? Who's in that place right now? If you 35 and up, where y'all at? 35 and up, where y'all at? You're like, ooh, Coach, because I'm 47, and I started doing this in 2017, right? So yeah, I was up there with y'all. And I was like, ooh, wait a second. Now you seeing it different. You feeling it different. You're like, wait a minute, this did not feel like that back then. I was not convicted like this back then. I did not crave this like that back then. I did not want this the way I want it right now. I'm talking about will work overtime. Yeah, come on now. Will work overtime, will get up. And some folks, they say, Coach, I got me a second job. I need to get my second job because, yeah, there's things that I want. I want to be at the retreat. I want to go to the next event that you're going to be at. And then, when I'm online, I like to bless you. So, yeah, so when I got me a second job to make sure that everything that I need in the spirit, everything that I need to make sure that I'm constantly getting the information that I need, yeah, that's a priority for me. I get up and I go to my second job because that right there, that's my spiritual money. Pay my tithes up out of there. Everything come up out of of that right there, baby. That's how committed that they are. And if you think about it, when they say it to me, I start laughing. I start laughing when they say it to me. Let me tell you why. I laugh when people tell me about how they would work extra hours to do what they want to do. Now in the spiritual realm, how they go so hard to make sure that they're able to be in events where they're getting a notes and they're fellowshipping with fellow brothers and sisters in Christ. How they're able to, they doing all these things. Let me tell you why. Because it was once upon a time in their life that they did the same thing when they was out there in the world. Yeah, because once upon a time, they gave that same energy. They gave that same energy when they was out there. They'll get a second job for 6 months to make sure that they was in Miami on a yacht. Come on, talk to me nice. Can we be real? Yeah, they would do the same thing because their birthday was coming up and they wanted to make sure that they was able to go out of the country and be on their neck while they out the country. Understand me, right? So when they was doing it that way, nobody in this world found a problem with it. It was never a problem when they was doing all of that work and doing all that overtime and all this and all of that, and they was making all these sacrifices so they can go party in the world and waste away their money, waste away their time, waste away their years and their energy and their effort. Friends say, why are you in my business like this? Nobody saw it as a problem though, friend. They encourage you to do so. Oh girl, I know you about to go because I know you got plans to do this. Nobody saw it as a problem. But the more, yeah. And when you got out there, you spent your money, you did your time, you did all of that, right? You done all of that. And majority of the time, you still have it in an iPhone that you don't even use anymore. So those pictures and everything in that iPhone is just tucked away somewhere because you know Apple update every year or so. So now you got a brand new phone and you don't even have those pictures in it because it don't have enough space. You don't have enough space in your new phone to even have those pictures. So you can't even say, oh, it was about the memories because you halfway even remember what was happening because you was out of your mind. Understand me? You was over there on every substance you could find. So you don't even halfway remember what it was that you was doing at all. But then when it comes down to what it is that you do now and you got the notebook out the notebook out the notebook of everything that you learned from every empowerment event, you got all of this content and these things, these new things that's not even in the book, but that's stuck in your mind, that's stuck in your heart, that you use to change your life, that you use to elevate your life. When people look at you and they say, wait, what you been going, man, listen, I went to this conference and they said something that hit me and I took that thing back with me and it changed my whole entire life. So was it worth it? Hey, come on. So was it worth it? When it's explained to you that way, it's like comparing apples to oranges, huh? When it's broke down to you that way, it's like comparing apples to oranges, huh? Come on, think about it. It's like, yeah, I did all of that and I spent all of that. I wasted all of that and I have absolutely nothing to show for it. I spent $75 and got me a hotel and a flight to an empowerment event. And it was one phrase, one sentence that changed my whole entire life. Changed my whole entire life. All these years of depression, I'm out of that. All of these years of stress and anxiety, I'm out of that. All of these years of walking around carrying trauma, I'm out of that. You see how that thing works? That's like comparing apples to oranges. Understand me? So the next time somebody's in your face and in your ear about your spiritual journey and telling you what you should and what you shouldn't do, you need to start asking them why. Understand me? Why is it that me doing what it is that I'm doing to better me, to break these chains off of me, why does that bother you? Because you should not be intimidated by my growth and my development. You should not be offended by the fact that I want more out of my life. Why is it bothering you so much that my awareness is kicking in? How and why is it bothering you so much, so deeply, upsetting you that I want to do something that's going to help me elevate in life? Why? And I guarantee y'all, you won't have that conversation again. You won't have that conversation again because that person will automatically know that you're on to them. The only type of people that don't want to see you as in your best self, operating in your best self, living your very best life, operating with your sober mind, operating with a clear conscience and a clear heart, is the people that was able to mishandle you when you were broken. The only people that want you to stay in that state is the people that was able to mishandle you, use and abuse you while you're in that state. This is why they dislike your growth and development so much. This is why they kick against it so much. This is why they speak so negatively about it so much. Be mindful. Your awakening is going to expose and it's going to shift relationships, friendships, family ships, job shifts, even. It will shift it all the way around on you, right? Because it says right when I say this right here, it says spiritual awakenings are transformative and the people in your life won't be able to appreciate it. There's going to be some folk that won't appreciate it. You may feel like your loved ones don't understand you anymore because you're changing. They don't understand you. And the reason why they don't understand you is, in fact, because you're changing. They don't understand it. The reason why is because you're changing. They're not used to this version of you. They're not used to this person that speak up for yourself. Come on, Rob. We have to be real about it. We all run into those people, right, sis? That you're like, God, dog, wait a minute. When I wasn't saying nothing, you was cool. Now that I'm opening up my mouth and I'm speaking up for myself, what you think I'm supposed to do? Just sit here and let you talk to me any kind of way? You think I'm supposed to sit here, come on, Lily, and just let you continue to walk all over me, let you take advantage of me, let you in and out my life whenever you see fit, whenever it's beneficial to you? Yeah, as long as I'm acting like that, you ain't got no problem with me. As long as I'm behaving like that, you ain't got no problem with me. You only have a problem with me when I'm speaking up for myself. You only have a problem with me when I'm holding you accountable. You only have a problem with me when I establish a boundary and enforce that boundary. You only have a problem with me when I won't let you have your way up in my life. When I won't let you run amok in my life, that's when you got the issue. That's when you have the problem. As long as I'm quiet, as long as I'm timid, as long as I'm just letting it happen, come on, Chef Shirley, you don't have nothing to say. You happy, you joy, you smiling and skinning and grinning more than Chester cheesecake, right? We see all the teeth up in your head, but the moment that I hold you accountable, here we go. Come on. They not about to appreciate your change because they know they ain't gonna be able to do what they used to do. They ain't gonna be able to treat you how they used to treat you. They ain't gonna be able to behave like how they used to behave. Some folk, yeah, they're like, wait a minute. I was cool with you going to church. I thought you was going to church like how grandmama and them used to go to church and come back the same way. I was cool with that. Now you going to church, you going to your little group. Every time you go up in that little room and you sit down with them folk on that little call, you come back up out of there all empowered and inspired. Hold on now. Wait a minute. I thought you was gonna be doing what great granny and big mama and all of them was doing. They would go to church and come back, go to Bible study, come back, go to choir rehearsal, come back, right? And they will be doing the same thing that they was doing before. Understand me? They'll tell us to have one roll before they get to the door. Here you go in that little room and you sign on with that little group, and yeah, you in that little group now. I don't even know what I be doing to folk. All I be telling these people to do is to love themselves and to read. How y'all mad at me because I tell the people to go read? And to love themselves, to prioritize themselves. Then people like, oh, you go in that little room with that little group. Come up out of there. As soon as you come up out of there, baby, you ready to put everybody out the house. You come up out of there, all of a sudden y'all on another fast. Now y'all ain't talking to folk. Now y'all cutting folk off. Now y'all saying no to folk. Now y'all ain't eating meat. Now y'all changing. Yeah, come on now. How you mad at me because what I don't want to eat? How you upset with me because I say everything in the house got to go silent at 8 o'clock because it's reading time. You ain't got to be asleep, but you got to be in your bed. How you mad at me because I'm establishing structure in my crib? How you mad at me because I say that if we don't do nothing else, we gonna worship in here. And if that ain't what you want to do, then you have to find somewhere else. Understand me, Brianna Hill. Thank you so much, sweetheart. I appreciate that. Yeah, how you mad at me because I'm establishing boundaries of where I'm at? Understand me, how you mad at that? They mad at that because they're not used to that. They're mad at that because they're not used to that. They used to people saying one thing, but then living a whole nother way. So your spiritual awakening will shift the relationships that you have with people. Your spiritual awakening will expose the true nature of people. Your spiritual awakening will show you exactly where you stand with people. Thank you, Chef Shirley. Your spiritual awakening will have you seeing things for what they are and not what you want them to be. Your spiritual awakening will detangle all of the lies. Understand me. Your spiritual awakening will make it hard for you to unsee what you saw. Your spiritual awakening will make you feel, understand me, before it actually happened. It will give you insight. This is what it does. Belinda Hendricks, thank you so much for that CA. I appreciate you. Thank you, Gigi. Is it Grandma? Grandma, thank you so much. I want you to understand this is the power of being locked in with God. This is the power of operating with Christ conscious. This is the power of now having that spirit of discernment. This is the power of your awareness. This is what happens, and this is why the world works so hard to keep you distracted. This is why the world works so hard to keep you over there out of alignment, because they know how powerful that you actually will become the moment that you locked in. You feel spirituality becoming more important in your life. Your spiritual, number 6 was your spiritual journey will become very important in your life. And that's the shift that I'm talking about inside of your friendships, your family ships, and everything else. When you start to prioritize Christ over everything, when you're experiencing your awakening, you will go through a transition where you start to shift your priorities, and all of a sudden you will go from, oh, my friends come first because they always been in my life, or my bae is this and my children is that. You will go from all of that to, I gotta put God before everything. Before you make a move, before you sign a contract, before you get in a relationship, before you leave a job, before you start another job, everything that you do will be starting out with prayer. It will be starting out with you consulting God first, because now you want his guidance, you want his instructions, because now you want to make sure that you are in alliance with what he wants for your life. You're no longer operating based on your preference. Now you're operating within your purpose, and you're saying, God, I don't want to do anything that you don't want me to do. I don't want to be nowhere that you don't want me to be. I want to make sure that whatever it is that I'm doing, how it is that I'm moving, is all in alliance with what you have created for me in my life. What's my assignment? What's my next move? That's what you're looking at. Thank you so much, Tasha. I appreciate you. That's what you're looking at, and that's how you're moving. Your spiritual life, number 6, is your spiritual life will become extremely important to you. Top priority. And you're going to deal with folks in your ear talking about, oh, it's always about them people. I deal with this every day, y'all. I used to deal with this. I'm not much more now. Oh, you're going to talk to that chosen family. Oh, she going to take that phone. She going to take that iPad. Wherever she goes, she all out of town. Got a speaking engagement, and she in the bathroom trying to pray. She in the airport trying to pray. Understand me. You got, them people can wait a minute. You got here, I'm going through TSA, and I'm trying to see if I can go and pray before I go through TSA. I'm on the plane, and I'm trying to see if I can pray before the plane take off in the air. Understand me, I got all kind of stuff going on, and I'm still trying to lock in with my chosen family. Why? Because it's important to me that they seek God first. I don't want you starting your day off without you being in prayer. And if I can't do nothing but drop the scripture and do a quick prayer, you go meditate on your own, but here go your scripture and here go your prayer. Drop your words of affirmations inside the chat. It's important to me that you prioritize God before everything. It's important for me that you show up and you start your day and you end your day consulting God, so that you can get up and operate in peace and in his alignment. And when you go to bed, you can get a good rest and sleep peacefully, knowing that you are covered by the Most High. That's how I feel about it. That's what I want for them. So in order for that, I make sure that I'm praying with them. I make sure I'm giving the scripture. I make sure that I'm right there. And believe it or not, I'm looking for the names inside the chat to see who there too. Pay. Don't care. I do be doing that. They know I be doing that. They know I be doing that too. We'll look for them. They do. We'll look for them. We'll look for them in a minute. Hey, why you wasn't in devotion? I ain't see your name in the chat. Where you been at? Where you been at? What you got going on? You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm concerned about your soul. I ain't trying to control you. I ain't trying to be in your business. We all grown. You can do whatever it is that you want to do, move however it is that you want to move. But it is my job to be concerned about your soul. It is my job to be concerned about your soul. Hey, how you doing? You been in prayer? I'm praying for you. Make sure you stay connected. I don't care what it is that you're going through in life. Keep in mind that God is in control. Understand me. He's in control. He's aware. And as long as you stay connected, you will succeed. Don't you dare throw in the towel. Don't you dare give up on yourself. And I'll go right on about my business. Send you a little video or whatnot, a nice little motivational song or something like that, and go on about my business. I ain't gonna worry you now. I ain't gonna worry you. I ain't gonna be no bugaboo. But I'm definitely gonna make sure that you know. Because you won't walk away saying that you didn't. You won't walk away saying that you didn't. Number 7 is you become more intuitive. Number 7, and I got 10 minutes to teach it. Number 7 is you become more intuitive. Come on, you become more intuitive. It's like your intuition, it heightens. Number 7, you have this new intuition about yourself, right? It becomes real thick. It's like they're always there. But listen, it says it's having a newly heightened intuition or new intuitive behaviors, right? Or abilities. Having a newly heightened intuition or new intuitive abilities showing up. Things start happening in your life. Things start being exposed to you in ways that they wasn't being exposed before. Is it Mara? Mara said, oh my God, yes. The moment that you start operating in alliance with God and you experience that awakening, your intuition, it grows. It grows. You start to feel things that you ain't feel before. You know what I'm saying? You start to feel it, and when you start to feel it, you know that it's real. All of a sudden, you start to trust what you feel again. All of a sudden, what? You start to trust what you feel again. The moment that you start working on yourself and your development and you start experiencing that awakening, all of a sudden, your intuition, it starts to grow. It's on a whole nother level. This is number 7, right? They start to heighten, and you have those new abilities again, right? And I say again because you have to understand that they've always been there. They've always been there. They've just been buried beneath the layers of your ego. And now that you are awakened, you feel more in tune with yourself, right? It's having newly heightened intuition or new intuitive abilities showing up. They've always been there, but they were buried beneath the layers of your ego. And now that you are in that awakening, you feel much more in tune with yourself. Number 7 is you become more intuitive. You're going to have to teach that, coach, because wait. Yeah. See, I need you to understand that it's always been there. I need for you to understand that it's always been there. But see, you don't trust yourself the way that you should trust yourself because you don't know yourself the way that you should know yourself because you've been so distracted with life. So even though your intuition has been there, your ego has been the thing that's been leading you, right? Your ego and your pride has been the thing that's been leading you. So even though you had that gut feeling, even though you knew something about it was off, you wouldn't follow that because you was being led by your ego. You was being led by your pride. What'd you say, coach? Your spiritual intuition, your gut feeling, it was always there, but you suppressed it. You pushed that down because you didn't really trust yourself the way that you needed to trust yourself because you really didn't know yourself like that. You had not taken the time to really get to know who you were. You didn't know if you was coming or going. All you knew was you had your mama's ways, your daddy's ways. Some folks said you had your great granny way. You had every way but your own way. You was a part of everybody except for yourself. So you didn't know who you were. So you really did not trust yourself to make this certain type of decisions, right? You You didn't trust yourself enough, so you didn't know who you were, so you operated with pride and ego. But it was always there. It was just buried beneath it. The power of the awakening is, right? Remember those stages where I say you will start to crave a deeper sense of self. You will want to get to know yourself. Because in knowing yourself is also getting to know God. You get to know God through getting to know yourself. Anybody that start their spiritual journey, they first start off as a self-love journey. And as they're learning more about self-love, then they start to learn more about, they start to develop a craving for a spiritual life, because they start to feel that I'm still missing something. It starts off as I'm just on my self-love journey, and then it grows into I'm on my spiritual journey. You can't study yourself without wanting or craving a spiritual journey. Most of us got here because we were looking for self-love. That's how most of us got here. We were struggling with mental health, and then we ended up over here, and we found the balance of mental health and spiritual health had to be combined together. That's how we ended up in this situation right here, right now, if we're going to be honest. But that'll take a whole nother day for me to teach, right? So you have to understand that that's how that happened. So now that we're working on ourselves and our development, and we're in that spiritual awakening, now we're experiencing awareness about ourselves. We're learning more about ourselves. So the more that we learn about ourselves, the more that we change, and we are intentional about ourselves. So the more that we learn how to trust in ourselves. So now I know who I am, and I also know who I am not. So now I don't let folk play with me. You could play with me when I didn't know me. You could play with me when I didn't know my worth, when I didn't know what I brought to the table, when I was unsure about who I was and I wasn't trusting myself or what it was that I was feeling because I had so much going on. Once you experience a spiritual awakening, though, now I've been studying me, I've been watching me, I've been locked into me. I know exactly what it is that I want. I know exactly how I want it. I know this for sure. Understand me. And not only do I know what I want, I also am very much aware of what God wants for me as well. He and I, we sit and we talk, we chat on a regular basis. I have a strong prayer life. I have a strong worship life. I have a strong study life. Understand me. I'm very knowledgeable of how the enemy operates. You can't just say no anything to me. Understand me. And this is the danger of being connected to a person who is spiritually inclined. A person that is spiritually inclined, a person that is in alliance with the Most High God. You have to understand that the favor that comes with that individual is the favor of that gut feeling. They know exactly what it is. Understand me. You think you lying to them? Baby, they already know. They already know. You think you lying? You think you getting over? You thinking you finessing? We already know. We've already dreamed it. We've already daydreamed it. We've already sensed it. We've already had the thought. Understand me. You think you playing us, but you're really about to play yourself. You think you're getting over on us, but you're really about to lose out on the other end. You think that you're about to destroy something, but you're really about to free something. You understand me. You think you walking out and don't even realize we prayed you up out of there. When you're dealing with a person that is a spiritually inclined individual, we already know. Intuition heightens. Number 7, that's that intuition. It heightens. So I had to go because I wanted to give you the definitions of that intuition. Intuitive. Intuitive is using or based on what one feels to be true, even without conscious reasoning. Instinctive. In the physical, it means using or based on what one feels to be true, even without conscious reasoning or instinctive. You let it go just because, nah, I'm good on it. That's in the physical. That's what Webster says. So as I go back into it, so I said, now I need another one. So I go in, I said, well, give me gut feeling. Give me gut feeling, right? So I Google and I said, I need gut feeling. It says a gut feeling is an intuitive reaction or instinctual response to a situation, often felt in the body, and can be a strong indication of something. It's a subconscious understanding or awareness that may not be logically explained, but carried as a sense of certainty. I feel it in my gut. That I feel it in my body. I feel it in my body. It's something about this that just ain't right. It's something about my body that's in my body that when that person come around, the hairs on my skin, they stand up. Understand? It's something about this not right. It's your gut feeling. I'm about to get out of here. It's that gut feeling that you feel, right? It's that gut feeling that you feel. And the only way that you can feel and understand that gut feeling is what? Is if you are in tune with yourself. When you are starting to become in tune with yourself and experience an awakening, you start to honor what it is that you feel. So you can walk into a room and you can feel if that room is the room for you or not. Understand me? You can be in that relationship and you start to feel whether that relationship is for you or not. You start to feel whether that job is for you or not. Nobody have to say anything. It's all based on that because you learn through your spiritual awakening that your body won't lie to you. That what you say? Hey, you slid that in. One thing's for sure, two things for certain is your body won't lie to you. When you learn how to trust your body, to honor your body and to honor what you feel, and you know that you are good to your body, so your body about to be good right on back to you, and you know that you surrendered your body to the Most High God, and you know that it's Him that's in there, that's working it out there, that's Him that's up in there. Yeah, you learn to trust that body. Understand me? So when your body say no, then you say no. When you know that it's not good, oh no, that's not good for me. Might look good, but that baby, that ain't good for me. I understand the consequences of that. Your body won't lie. Gut feeling. But me being the person that I am, I sure did. I had to take it a step further. So I said, give me the spiritual definition. Now I need the spiritual definition. Right? I'm just that kind of person. I like to give you all of it. I can't give you just a little bit. I gotta give you more than a little bit. In the spirituality, a gut feeling or intuition is often viewed as a connection to a higher power or divine guidance. It's believed to be a form of inner wisdom, a voice within that guides you towards what is right or feels true, even if it doesn't align with your rational mind. Oh, the teacher, I gotta go. I can't play with y'all. Hey, I got to go. I gotta go. But I want, that's what because I had to do that. I had to go there. I gotta go. And I want, come on, understand me, because there was a part of my mind that was turning when I got to intuitive, and I said, I got to make sure that they fully understand how powerful your gut feeling, your intuition is when it's, I got to make sure that they understand this. This is very important. So I Googled each and every one of them because I wanted to make sure that I told you that they were all the same thing. And guess what? I was right. They are all the same thing. If you Google it, and in the spiritual meaning, it says in spirituality, the gut feeling or intuition, they are all the same thing. It's about learning how to trust your body. Understand me, even when it's not in alignment with your rational mind. I'm going to get on that tomorrow. I'm going to talk. I just want you to know that that's why I told my people, I said, leaving, it ain't emotional, it's logical, right? You have to do what is right. I get it. You love them, but they ain't good for you. And you got, that's just what it is. You got to take off. You got to get up out of there. I got to go. I got an appointment, but I want to leave you guys with this right here. Trust your bodies, trust yourself. When you are in alignment with God, when you are in alignment with His word, He's going to do it for you every single time. I got an appointment this morning, so I got to get up out of here, but I'm going to get back into that on tomorrow. Y'all ain't got to worry about it. I'm going to get back into that on tomorrow. She said, we love you. I love y'all too. Y'all like, man, she done left us on the cliff, man. God, no. Yeah, we going to work that. We gonna work that intuitive. I'm going to tell you that right now. We're going to get into that intuitive. But it's about your intuition. It's about your gut feeling. And it's about learning how to trust yourself. The more that you are inside of that spiritual awakening, the more that you are studying who you are, right? You're learning who you are and what it is that you want out of life, and valuing and honoring who you are, respecting you and your own feelings, and trusting the fact that your body is not going to lie. So for my ladies and my gentlemen, when you feel it, you know what you feel. You don't have to have hard proof. Honor what you feel. Because it's a problem that you're making me feel that way. If that's not what it is, your actions is showing me something different. And if you're not willing to correct that behavior, then there's no need for us to continue to deal. And I'm going to leave it at that. Every single day that you wake up and you put 10 toes to the ground, I want you to sweat yourself. Tell yourself how beautiful you are and how much you love you, because there's no love like self-love. And you first have got to love yourself way before you're able to love anybody else. Of course, it's your favorite online motivational speaker and life coach. It's your girl, Street Poet. I love you guys. I got to get out of here. Friends say, I can't wait till tomorrow. Man, yeah, I'm coming back. I'll be here tomorrow. I promise y'all. If God's will, I will be here tomorrow. And we're going to finish that. We're going to get into that. We're going to finish that up on tomorrow. I love you guys. I got to get out of here. I'm about to be late for my appointment. I'll see you guys 12 p.m. prayer. I love you guys. If you're not in the Patreon, go get in the Patreon. I love you guys. Y'all be good. Y'all be good. I'll talk to you.